you see that on camera? Probably. Good thing it's a black shirt. Sorry, I'm like looking past the camera because there is an orange leaf on my tree. I'm very excited for fall, don't get me wrong, but it's not even August yet. So I'm like, what are you doing? Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to another coffee chat. Today I have my coffee in this really cute mug that my parents have. On one side it says my dog has me wrapped around its little paw, and on the other side it says my little dog has a big attitude. Both of which are very, very true. Today I am drinking Pike Place by Starbucks. It is one of my favorite coffees. It's a medium roast, and I ran out of my almond milk, so I am drinking it with whole milk, which is going to hopefully not affect me too much. I'm hoping I don't break out or get too bloated, but I do have to go get more almond milk tonight. I did my what I eat in a day video last week, and I'm doing a compilation of updates that I'm going to be putting out at the end of the summer, but I am on a 30 days of no artificial sugars or added sugars, so that means no sugar in my coffee, and it's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but especially this blend, it's not too harsh, so I don't feel like I need to add something. This week was a struggle. It was the first week that I did it. Tomorrow will be exactly 1 week that I have been sugar-free, and I'm actually feeling really good about it. I'm not taking away natural sugars or anything like that, but no added sugars, artificial sugars. I'm very wary to make sure that if I'm eating like a granola bar, it's an all-natural granola bar, and like dark chocolate and things like that, just to get a little bit of sweetness in, because I do need to have a well-rounded palate. That's just like the way I am. I'll like freak out if I don't have sugar. So today I'm going to be talking about the book #GirlBoss by Sophia Amoruso. Sophia was the founder and executive chairman of Nasty Gal. She is the founder and executive chairman of Nasty Gal, the clothing company. I picked this up at the end of June, right before I went on vacation, and I started it while I was on vacation 2 weeks ago, and then I just finished it on Friday. It was my commuting book, and I really, really enjoyed this book. I'm definitely giving it a 5 out of 5. It is fantastic. I am not the biggest nonfiction reader. I'm not the biggest fan of nonfiction books. Recently, I've been getting a lot better, and I do find them more interesting now, but when I was younger, I did not like nonfiction at all. I was not into it. There were a couple nonfiction books that I liked, but for the most part, I was not into nonfiction. When I had to do summer reading and I had to read nonfiction books, it was like pulling teeth to get me to read them. I don't know what it is about nonfiction books that I just never liked, but the way she structured this, she talks about her success story. She talks about where she came from, how she got the idea to start Nasty Gal, so you could say, and where she's come from, and it's her success story, but there's also advice in this book. She gives so many tips on life, and for someone who is thinking about like the type of business that she runs, you would think that it's more of like a fashion industry book, and she's only going to be giving advice that applies to business or fashion or how to become a businesswoman. And it's not. It really is like how to become a girl boss and the tips that you need to be the best girl boss you can be. Turning on my light. Hey. And it's applicable to any industry. Like, she was saying stuff and I was like, yeah, absolutely. I can totally apply that to my design work and working with actors and working with other designers and things like that, because I am working on a team of people just like she works with her creative team. I thought that was really interesting. So no matter what industry you're going into, this book will definitely be helpful and give really like solid life advice. It really is a tough love kind of book. Recently I've been really struggling with my anxiety. It's not something that I've really talked about on my channel, but I do have anxiety. Like a lot of people. Coming into my industry has been very hard on me mentally, just because personally I am very critical of myself. I don't need other people to be critical for me, because I hold myself to a very high standard. I always have. That's just the way I am. And because of that, my anxiety is high most of the time when I'm working, unless I'm very comfortable in the environment that I'm in and the people that I'm around, my anxiety is probably way above my head, like hitting the clouds. I just recently figured out my schedule for the rest of the summer. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a freelance costume designer and makeup artist in New York City, and I am scheduled on contracts through September. So I had one contract that was periodic, and now I have another one, and I'm signing a third one very soon. So I'm meeting a lot of new people, I'm coming into new atmospheres and new ways people work, and just the way that I am, that is very, very stressful for me. It's stressful for a lot of people, but change is something that really sets off my anxiety, like a lot. Being in this high anxiety state where I'm feeling like this all the time. I was texting my friend last week and I was like, I feel like a clock that's been wound so tightly that at any moment I'm just going to like burst open. Like that's how wound up my anxiety had me last week. And reading this book, it really was like a tough love situation. There's no BS in this book. She's very much like, you can do this, but you need to get out of your own way, which is one of the quotes that I have on my board. If you want something, go after it, but don't set your goals too high for yourself. Like, don't say like, within the next year, I want to be the CEO of my company. Like, you have to set smaller goals for yourself. And by setting smaller goals, you're going to achieve things that you never even thought possible. Obviously, have dreams and aspirations and know what you want out of your life, but don't be so like strict into that. And that was something that really opened my mind up. She says at the beginning of the book that she's like, I don't want to be a role model. I don't want to, what did she say? She was like, this is what she said. She said, not too long ago, someone told me that I had an obligation to take Nasty Gal as far as I possibly could, because I'm a role model for girls who want to be cool, who want to do cool stuff with their own lives. I'm still not sure how I feel about that, because for most of my life, I didn't even believe in the concept of role models. I don't want to be put on a pedestal. Anyway, I'm too ADD to stay up there. I'd rather be making messes and making history while I'm at it. I don't want you to look up #girlboss, because all that looking up can keep you down. The energy you'll expend focusing on someone else's life is better spent working on your own. Just be your own idol. That was really interesting. I do have role models in my life. I always have found inspiration in other people, so I would definitely consider her an inspiration for me. After reading her book and her story and everything, she is just really, really cool. Like, she is the definition of what I would call cool. So yeah, I just thought that was really interesting that she was like, you can be your own idol and your own inspiration and your own role model. So for me, being a girl boss isn't necessarily about being the one in charge, because right now I am certainly far from that. I am an assistant. I am an assistant to an assistant. And there are a lot of people telling me what to do, but I'm still a girl boss because I'm running my life and I'm making my choices, and I'm becoming the person that I've always wanted to be in the process. I'm making the decisions in my life that are going to affect the rest of my life, and I'm learning from the girl bosses around me. My 2 jobs that I'm working right now, I am under women, which is amazing. I love that. I love working for strong women. I love working with women in my industry. Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to work with some men someday soon, but right now I think it's really important for me to work with the women in my industry and see how they've done it and how they've been able to deal with a very male-dominated industry. And I think my biggest piece of advice to someone who is looking to be a girl boss, looking to own her life, is you can do it. You just have to grab the bull by the horns and go. I've been talking to a lot of people. I don't like talking about like my success, I guess. I would consider myself successful and lucky. and that I am working right out of college, which is I'm very fortunate for that. And I have been successful in obtaining jobs. But it's because I've went for it. I haven't been afraid to email people. I haven't been afraid to get in contact with companies, and I just keep sending out my resume and networking and keeping connected with people that I've worked with in the past. And that's the only way that I'm going to move forward. If you're looking for advice and you're not really sure what to do, just go for it. The thing that I have to keep reminding myself always is, what's the worst that could happen? You can email someone your resume and they can say, I'm sorry, we're not interested, or we're not hiring right now. I sent out my resume to a bunch of places, and one of them emailed me back and they said, thank you so much for reaching out, but we're not hiring now, but we'll keep your resume on file. And that's great. And in a couple months, when all my contracts are over, I will re-email them again and just say, hey, I sent you my resume a couple of months ago. Here it is again, in case you're looking. And that's how you grow and move forward. I'm working on a couple different projects throughout the summer, and I'm hoping that I can share some of them with you. I'm very wary to talk about these specific places and people that I work for, just because I don't know copyright and people's personal feelings on being talked about. So that's why I'm just sort of like saying that I'm contracted, I am working, but I'm not going to tell you who specifically I'm working for, just because I don't know if I can. There are several things that I hope to show you over the next month, but I am going to have to get permission, obviously. But I do want to share my experience with you. And if there's anyone who's interested in going into theater, anything in design, the tech side, please let me know. I would love to share with you what I've done, what I'm doing, because I didn't have that. I've sort of been like thrown in to this world, and just like Sophia, she's just jumped in, and I've just been going full force and using my intuition and my what I think is best practice, and it's gotten me to where I am right now. So I'm gonna just keep doing that. So yeah, that's a little update on me and my opinions on this book. I'm coming into being a girl boss, and I'm very, very excited for the future. This book was a fantastic thing for me to read, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Whether you're in high school, whether you're coming out of high school, coming out of college, if you're just not sure where you want your life to go or what you want to do, if you're looking for some advice on how to thrive in the world, I would definitely read this book. It is very inspiring. She also highlights a lot of other girl bosses. She has these portraits of a girl boss, and this is held for Allie because she was reading it while we were on vacation too. And there's like a couple women who are editors at magazines, at blogs, designers, things like that. So she not only highlights her career, but she highlights other women's as well, and they give you some advice too, which I thought was really, really interesting. So yeah, I loved this book. I will definitely be keeping it close by so that I can refer to it when I'm like forgetful, because a lot of times I get so focused on what I'm doing and my anxiety takes over, and I sort of like forget a lot of the lessons and the things that are important to keep at the front of your mind. And I think going back to some of the things in this book, specifically like specific quotes that I've pulled out, are really gonna help me be like, you can do this, take a deep breath, it's gonna be okay. I bought this at Barnes & Noble, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, anywhere probably that sells books probably has this. And I will definitely be checking out the Netflix series and letting you guys know how I feel about that. So yeah, that's everything I have for you guys today. Keep being a girl boss, and I would love if you would follow me on my social media. My Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are down below as always, and that's everything I have for you guys. I hope you have a great day, keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.